Hello, welcome to this video. So I'm going to talk today about why low self-esteem or feelings of insecurity can look like they are a problem that needs to be fixed. So having some feelings of insecurity or feeling a bit about ourselves is something that I think almost all human beings experience from time to time. Some people experience this almost all of the time, and then it becomes quite a fixed part of what they believe about themselves and about who they are, and it's their personality. And it's something that they are continually working on, trying to solve and fix within themselves. For other people, these feelings just come and go a bit and they don't pay much attention to them. So I just want to explore a bit why this can look like it's a problem when we experience this. So I want you to imagine, so our brains, our minds haven't actually changed that much from 10,000 years ago when we were in tribes or cavemen or however you want to kind of look at it. But really from like 10, 20,000 years ago, the brain, the machine in our head hasn't actually changed that much. So I want you to imagine that, you're kind of in a tribe and you're sitting out on the savannah and you're looking out. So you can either imagine this as you as a person, or just, I also like to imagine it as loads of little brains just sitting out on the savannah having a look around. And the whole purpose of our brains as an organ, our minds, is to keep us alive, is survival. Its number one, in fact, its only criteria is not our happiness, is not if we're feeling content and loving and all of those things. Its number one criteria is our survival. The body's survival, the being's survival. So just imagine that you've got either people or loads of little brains sitting out in a tribe on the savannah around the fire. And the job of this brain, this mind, is to scan for danger. So all of the time it's scanning for okay, is that some weather coming in over there that might be a bit dangerous, like a tornado or a really strong storm that I might need to take shelter from? Is that person over there, Bob over there, looking a bit sick? Oh, do I need to avoid Bob because he might be infectious? No offence to anyone called Bob. What's that I can see on the distance? Is that a rival tribe coming over to kill us all? What's that rustle in the bushes? Is that a wild animal coming to attack me? So all the time, the brain, the mind is scanning for danger. And part of this is actually also scanning for, does the tribe like me? Because back 10,000 years ago, if you were chucked out of the tribe, so say that you did something that was against the tribe rules that they didn't like, and the tribal leader said, right, you're out on your own, out you go, that would have meant death. Because in tribal times, with all of the weather, the wild animals, having to scavenge for food, kill your food, like just walk down to the co-op and buy your food, that would have meant death to the physical being, to the body. So it's really important from a brain, from a security, from a survival point of view, that we don't get trucked out of the tribe. So these days, when we, in our modern life, experience those feelings of insecurity, low self-esteem, or I've done something wrong, or there's something wrong with me, or I need to be better, I need to fit in, all of that stuff, it triggers this survival mechanism in our mind. Because, and of course, we know nowadays, if someone doesn't talk to us, if we get chucked out of our family, if we are ostracized in some way, as unpleasant and upsetting as that may be, it doesn't mean that we're not going to actually physically survive. So if someone criticizes us at work, or if we have a row with someone that we love, that doesn't actually mean that we're going to die. It can just feel that way. Because something gets triggered in our brain that sort of switches on that survival and that stress response. And so once I think we've experienced this a bit, but as with minds do, minds love to get habitual about things. And for certain people, once they've had this kind of, maybe back in teenage years, these insecure, low self-esteem feelings, because a mind thinks they're important, it then starts to focus on them more and more and more. So that any time a feeling of insecurity or low self-esteem comes up, then comes in that, oh, I need to fix this, I need to do something about it. Why am I like this? I need to be better, I must fit in, I mustn't upset people. This stuff starts going on because it's got this survival mechanism kind of behind it and underneath it, driving it. And us in here, we then also get caught up in believing that all of the signals that this mind, this machine is telling us about what we need to pay attention to, that it is true. There is something wrong with me. I must have high self-esteem. Why don't I feel confident? Why did they criticize me? I must do better. I must be kind about it. And on it goes. We innocently can get totally caught up in that, in believing that's who we are and what we need to pay attention to. Now, low self-esteem, feelings of insecurity are feelings that come from thought in the moment, come from our thinking, and they pass on through. They move all of the time. But they don't have, because eventually our mind just gets fed up of thinking it and it starts thinking about something else, like, okay, what am I going to, do this afternoon? Eventually it lets go of it. So we want to see the distinction between this is thoughts and feelings passing through us, low self-esteem, thoughts and feelings, insecure thoughts and feelings passing through us. But it has absolutely nothing to do with who we are, with our worth, with our value, with our goodness. There's another part of us which is totally, and this is why, if you struggle with this, it might be hard for you to tune into this part of yourself, but just play with the idea that it's there. There's always a part of us that is totally 100% okay. It's totally whole. There's nothing that needs fixing. There's nothing broken. It's always secure. There's nothing insecure about it. It has all the esteem it would ever need. It has all the confidence it ever needs, because we aren't our psychology. So what we want to see here is the brain, the mind, is spitting out these thoughts, spitting out the fix it, it's a problem. So it has all the low self-esteem thoughts, it has the insecure thoughts, and then it comes in and says, we must fix this, we must self-help the out of ourselves, we must make ourselves better. So all of this is going on in the psychology up here. And then there's another part of you that is experiencing this. The part of you that's able to observe it, to look at it, is the part of you that is totally whole, totally okay. It's connected to all of life, it's lived by life, and there's nothing broken about it. There's nothing insecure. There is no low self-esteem issue there. So I would really encourage you just to see if you can notice that this is a thought and feeling passing through, and that it innocently gets triggered by our kind of survival mechanism. What if we just don't have to pay so much attention to it? What if it doesn't mean anything about us, about our capabilities, about our confidence, and about our security? What if none of that is true? It's just an experience, and innocently our minds get a bit, kind of caught up in these things. It's, innocently it's trying to help us. What it believes is cope with a threat. No different than the threat of illness or physical violence, or kind of the weather, any of those other threats that I talked about at the beginning. This threat is no different, but it doesn't make it real. It doesn't make it true. So I hope this has been helpful. Please do like and subscribe to my channel so that you will have notifications when I release new videos like these. And I would also encourage you to sign up to my mailing list so that you can also get some great offers and a weekly email from me with a roundup of all of the content that I've created. Okay, thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.